Okay, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are well and healthy. Hope you guys are doing good. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna be analyzing the market, what I have in store for this week and so forth on. This is totally raw and so forth on. I filled it out all of this page, my supplementary page. I haven't chosen any top page for the week just of yet because I will be filtering all of this down to only choose like 2 or 3 page that I will be laser focusing on for the week. So yeah, gang, like so starting with the
Mm,
DXY, right? On the monthly, as you can see from the monthly, we have been going down. Obviously there's a downward trend, right? As you can see clear as day, right? The market is creating lower low, so it's not necessary, like you don't need to draw a freaking pattern that goes of year over year. You just have to make sense of what the market, you can see obvious peaks, right? That high is lower than that, this high is lower than that, I mean high, sorry. So yeah, it's creating lower lows, lower highs, etc. So at this moment, I just want to come to price action. So there was a possibility where the market might reach right up to these levels, boom, and then drop right there. But that's not necessary. As long as market is doing this thing and is still in structure, and you can trade what's happening currently, then you are in a good trade, in a good mind. So reason being, I have this area of liquidity, basically, I would call it over here, and it's making sense to what the market is doing currently. So we had an impulse over here, right? And then the market stacks some selling orders. So obviously this is a monthly chart. So this took a few months over here to stack some more selling orders, and it was in a consolidating phase at that moment. But after that orders has been stacked, like the sellers was more than the buyers, then boom, the market shot down and never ever looked back. And now over here the market has been correcting over here to this point. So the market could have been correcting over here as well. As you can see, this area of liquidity, the market that did its thing. The market took out buy orders, because here was buy orders, as you can see, that 3 monthly candles, and then the market stacked down again, right? So what this indicates is the fact that the market could have even do this over here, do this over there, but we're not there at this moment. We are actually over here, right? And you don't want to have a ray line over here to say the market like must come over there. Do you see so much selling momentum and over here already? So that makes sense that the market, like, to understand the market, when you are on your weekends and so forth and you're doing your forecast and analyzing the market, you have to try to make sense. Why did the market turn over here? Don't try to catch the market, like predict the market, wherever the case may be. Try to understand, okay, cool, market, even here, why did the market shut down over here? Even over here, why did the market even shoot up over here? What makes this area so of value? That's what you have to ask yourself a question, and that's what I asked myself this weekend as well. Okay, cool, the market made a massive turnaround here. We had CPI, we had nice news and so forth on that created volatility, and the market made miraculously over here, right? And as you can see, like our first touch over here, like you can say the second touch, third touch, and it made a nice fourth touch over there in confluence with what's happening over here. So this got me thinking, okay, cool, there's a lot of possibilities for the market actually to drop a little bit more lower. And this is that I'm only reading this on the monthly. So as you can see over here, this is my forecast and my analysis, that I'm anticipating the dollar to drop more over here based on this bearish Marubozu candle. So yeah, so we jot down to the weekly. The monthly has to make sense with a weekly. Like the higher time frame has to make sense with the lower time frames. If it doesn't make sense, I don't take the trade. I don't have time for things like that. You can
mm,
easily just cancel out trades that doesn't fit your criteria. There's like a lot of pairs, and just look at this page, right? Compared to, there's like more than 43 pairs, obviously, but this, look how much space there is. Like, people are trading sugar, people are trading corn, oil, whole lot of gang stuff, honestly. So if you see a setup, don't force a setup, just trade with the market. That's basically all I can say about it. Don't try to figure out this, and just don't be more proactive than reactive. You don't want to react upon what the market is indicating to you, whatever. You want to be like, okay, cool, the market made that, makes sense, we're waiting for something else to happen. So yeah, that's basically it. So over here, for me, based on this over here, I do see momentum on the weekly to continue to the downside, right? However, when the market opens and so forth on, right, the market is not just gonna drop because you say so. You have to read in between the lines, and you have to actually chart down. Okay, cool. Let me go into depth. What is the market indicating? When can I see structure? When can I actually order within the market? When can I actually place an order within the market? That's what you have to ask yourself. So okay, cool. So over here on the daily, as you can see, right, we have this over here. So we don't need this line over here. Just doesn't make sense now, obviously. So over here, right, we can see, okay, cool, the market over here was trending as well, right? As you can see, the obvious peaks, if you have to put it on a line graph, as you can see over here, obvious peaks, right? So the market was trending towards the upside, you know. Let's go to the candle. So over here you can see these are the lows, etc., right? And these are the highs, you know, the vibes, right? So obviously, like, if the market breaks, like, what's confirming to me, if the market breaks one of these lows, right, then that is like a indication, and it's an area of significance, you know, and with a lot of momentum, a starting of a lot of momentum. This is still nothing on the higher time frame. Then I can obviously get the clue, like, okay, cool, we might be dropping to the downside, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna look for sales immediately, you know. I'm gonna wait for first my candlestick confirmation, the market to show me a breathing point, maybe a nice continuation pattern, bear flag over here to go for that trade, you know. And this is only on the daily. So obviously on the daily, I have that picture in my mind, and I'm gonna stick with that picture. You know, I'm not gonna change anything unless the market informs me something else. You know, unless the market like does, like, out the blue, like, just shoots back up, give us a continuation pattern to move to the upside. Then I will be looking for something else. But right now, that's not happening. You know, we have canceled out the previous lows, as you can see over here, right? So I'm definitely expecting like a nice continuation pattern over here to maybe retest the previous lows or whatever the case may be. It doesn't necessarily have to retest the previous lows. I would first allow the market to do its thing, to show me its hand, and then to continue towards downside. So that's only on the 4 hour that I have. I don't need to go like down to the 1 hour, anything like that. That's all that I can read at this moment. But if you want me to go to the 1 hour, let's see if there's something special. So over here, right, I would definitely wait for the market to show me a bigger continuation pattern. So as the market has been dropping this corrective, right, and came here with a massive impulse, right? So over here, there's a lot of patterns that you can actually see. You know, you don't even like, you can just practice these patterns as well, but you need to understand like structure, the nature of the market, nature's theory, all of that good stuff, you know, that I have given all of you guys to study. So nonetheless, as you can see over here, a pattern formed, right? Another pattern formed over here. Even here, another pattern formed over here, right? If you knew what you were looking for and you knew how the market develops and studied, actually, you would get all of this moves, all of this moves, all of that moves, you know. So that's all about like practicing, you know. You have to train your eyes to see this. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's like playing soccer. You have to train to be like fit and to be the best, you know. It's like being a bodybuilder. You have to exercise in a gym every single day of your life to actually see that physique and stuff like that, you know, to see results. So you must ask yourself a question as well, like, if I like train every single day of my life, you know, for at least 1 hour, don't you think it will be somewhere when you at like in a 12-month period to so forth on, you know? Obviously, if you do something every day for at least a minimum of 1 hour, 60 minutes, sometimes 2, or whatever the case may be, right, you will see progression at the end of the tunnel, you know. And that end of the tunnel is not a month from now, it's not 2 months from now, it's probably 6 months from now, it's probably a year from now. But don't go over 2 years, honestly speaking, because then you're just wasting your own time. That's personally, like, that's my personal opinion. I do apologize if I offend anyone, but you can't have dreams for too long, bro. You need to like achieve them honestly in the next 2 years or so forth on, you know. You can't like sit around and beat around the bush. Anyway, looking at Nasdaq, you know, vibes. So on the monthly, right, we have something like this. Over here, there's nothing really to see on the monthly, because like you can clear as they seen, boom, we were skyrocketing to the upside, and then over here, like this year started and we just had a crash, a massive crash, right? So is this possibility where the market might actually turn around and do its thing and return to back to normal price? We will see, you know. That's all that you can see. We trade price action, we don't trade what we think we see, you know. So obviously over here, clear as day, you can have something like this. Like, remember, you're not marrying the trend or anything like that, so you're just trying to make like sure what's happening with structure, you know. So yeah, that's basically what I have over here. So there's a possibility the market can break over here, give us a continuation pattern to move to the upside. I'll be in it definitely, but I want to show you guys something on the daily as well, because like we might even see that happen now, you know. And a lot of people saying sell Nasdaq, whatever, but like I don't see any sales at this moment. If I do see any sales, I'll definitely inform you guys, but at this moment, on the daily, it's looking very, very bullish, you know. So we can have this area over here, because we've been rejecting off this area over here. As you can see, the market done its thing over here, and then just every time the market reaches these points over here, it's actually rejected, you know. And some people might call this a resistance. Yeah, call it what you want. We understand price action. As long as we can come to a decision or understanding, then that's fine with me, you know. Like, I don't judge anyone's trading technique or anything like that. Yeah, so all that we can see over here, it broke above, right? and it closed above. Actually, that daily is closed above. So for me, if I see any on the lower time frame, any continuation patterns for a week ahead, maybe by Wednesday or Tuesday, let Nasdaq do its thing. Then I'll definitely take that up, because you don't want to, like, Monday the market opens, okay, cool, you see the market is somewhere here, you take that buy, but you only understand, like, okay, cool, it's like a correction phase for it to actually shoot to the upside, right? So that's what I would be expecting. Or if the market doesn't give me that, I'll expect a push towards the downside in the continuation pattern and a drop. That's basically it. So we're going 4 hour. We just sync everything that we just now spoke about. So yeah, that's basically it. If I see any continuation pattern over here, I'll definitely be happy to entertain that. But if I see a nice strong push towards the downside, I'll definitely take that sell on it. But like for me, as long as the dollar decreases, then you will see some Nasdaq increases. So if the dollar continues dropping towards the downside, then there's a high possibility. I'm not saying there is, I'm not saying there's a definite possibility, there's a high possibility, there's a difference to actually move to the upside. So yeah, that's basically my analysis on Nasdaq. That's all. I don't want to overcomplicate my charts or anything like that. I keep everything plain and simple. As the dollar drops, Nasdaq will push up towards the towards the upside. So I would be looking for any continuation pattern. But first and foremost, I would allow the market to show its hand 100%. There is some nice currency pairs in it as well. That looks pretty great. But yeah. I'll show you guys about that. I'll show you guys that. I think it's gonna be a long term position or something like that. But yeah, always remove everything, try to make sense of what's happening. As you can see, we're trending, and last month I had a nice bullish show. Like I like USDZAR because it's faster than Nasdaq. So Nasdaq still has time to develop and stuff like that. Then you will see USDZAR would be already by the area of values. That's what I like about USDZAR, honestly speaking. But yeah, USDZAR looks clear as day, buys all the way. I'm not saying that we're gonna get buys. I'm just saying what I see here already. I can see buys. So as you can see over here, we have this trend over here. You don't still need to make a lot of sense of this because we already know what we're looking at. So any type of continuation pattern, I'll definitely be happy to entertain. And definitely I like this type of vibe. Like the broke out over here, we have this inflection point over here, a minor inflection point. So the market can actually just move here to the upside, do its thing, maybe give us a nice continuation pattern to move to the upside. So I will definitely wait for the market to show its hand. Any continuation correction from this moment on, I would definitely be happy to entertain it. I don't want to draw something like this because you will just be making your own things up. Like, could have if you want to. Like I would first allow the market to develop and adapt, and then I will act accordingly. So I wouldn't draw this right on now because the market is closed, nothing has really happened. You don't want to force anything, so you just erase it. Because I see a lot of people, they try to force trend here, try to do its thing like, okay, cool, this has to happen. Not necessarily. Just allow the market to do its thing. So if we see any type of continuation pattern, nice continuation pattern that can maybe hit over there, I'll definitely be happy to entertain that, because we have this inflection point as well to move to the upside. So I'll definitely be looking for buys in the continuation pattern, but there's nothing too fancy here to actually talk about or anything like that. So I'll just have this over here, just like a management vibe to see what's happening, because like this line, it just tells me the trend, obviously. So like obviously you can see it's creating higher lows over here, right? So if the market, like, there's a possibility that the market, like, it won't, if it's creating a bullish trend, right, and it's creating higher highs and higher lows, right, then if the market drops below these levels over here, then I'll be looking for sales and a different type of setup, obviously. But if the market does not invalidate the previous lows, then I'll definitely be looking, okay, cool, the market could be forming something like this to move to the upside. Or if the market just weeks out and weeks back in, it's still fine, it's still valid. I'll definitely be looking for more buys and so forth. But that's it. There's nothing too much, nothing too fancy. Gold has been phenomenal, guys. Gold has been just absolutely phenomenal, honestly speaking. And as the dollar drops, gold rises, and as you can see over here, as the DXY drops, look at gold as well. I would just call it inverse price action, honestly. But nonetheless, right? So I'm not so gonna go on a monthly because we already know what we're looking at. So we had this vibe over here, market was over here, and then I had something like this over here on top as well. And the market was playing around. And that's actually good price action. So the market was over here, shot up, even shot up over here, right? And then caught everyone on the wrong side of the market because everyone's thinking sell gold, right? But then the market was just mass psychology. The market caught everyone on the wrong side of the market because it took all sellers out. Like literally, there was a lot of sellers stacked over here, you know. And then it caught everyone out, and then boom, it shot right to the upside. So if I get any continuation pattern to move to the upside, I'm definitely in on gold. That weekly candle is just the beginning, you know. So like yeah, like imagine you got gold on a weekly candle like over here as well, you know. You would have been in for weeks, for months on this buy, you know. That's a beautiful move, and we might see something like that happen over here, right? So any continuation pattern for me in sync with the DXY, I'll definitely be happy to take it, you know, honestly speaking, no doubt about that. But yeah, if you're gonna draw structure, you can draw some your little trend if you want to, you know, just to understand where we're coming from and where we're going to. So you can have something like this over here. Just adjust. Yeah, nice stuff, nice stuff. So yeah, any on continuation patterns, really plain and simple, you know. So I'll just have that there. And this was like, guys, I don't know if you guys didn't catch this, and I don't know why I trading Forex or what you learning. I'm just joking, guys. But like, this was so plain and simple textbook. This first entry over here, textbook. The second entry over here, textbook. You know, that's the, and this happened at the CPI, and I think this happened at NFD. I mean, NFP. Sorry, but yeah, that's the vibes, you know. So if I get any continuation pattern over here, by this vibes, I'll definitely be happy to entertain it, you know. So like, yeah. I'll take maybe this over here. Any continuation pattern maybe over here. I'll definitely be happy to entertain it, you know. So that's all that I have on gold. There's nothing much, nothing major. Price has slowed down. This was around about like 12 o'clock side. When this is Friday, yeah, Friday side, 12 o'clock side, 10 o'clock side, and the market started slowing down, you know. So I could have a pattern like this over here. But like I said, I first want the market to develop it, show its hand, you know. So gold could be forming something like this over here, second bottom, create, and the third bottom over here for a nice pattern, you know. If that happens, definitely I'm in on gold, you know. So I won't jump into gold too much. And maybe I'll just only look at it Tuesday or so forth on. But that's basically what I have, any continuation pattern. But I would definitely wait for a larger continuation pattern because as you can see over here, this continuation pattern is on a 1 hour, you know, and it's like a lot of hours that you actually have to wait. I think there are like 2 or 3 days that you have to wait for this to develop. And then boom, the market shot up, right? Now in order for the market to shoot up like this with momentum, it needs a correction like this, you know. So like this actually makes sense for why it shot up. Nothing to do with news or anything like that. News has created volatility, but that's all that I can say. But this type of correction is beautiful for a move like this, you know, definitely. So if you can get a nice bigger correction over here, maybe gold can do its thing, give us a nice bigger correction over here as well to move to the upside, then we know we skyrocket into the upside, you know. But I would allow gold to develop and show its hand 100%. USDZAR, nothing too fancy. There we go. USDZAR, it's on a weekly. So we had this analysis in USDZAR, which is still valid, but as you can see, we already that monthly candle already looks beautiful, you know. Let's look at the weekly. So the weekly candle looks beautiful as well, you know. So all that one can do at this moment is try to make sense of what's happening. You can have something like this. I wouldn't draw the top thing, but I would try to make sense of where it came from. It came from this area over here, and look at that area as well. This is an impulse, right? And there's a mini correction and it started dropping, right? And the market came here over here as well and started dropping. And the market leaves clues, guys. Like look here, look at all of this rejection candles before this bullish move. Look at all of the rejection candles. There's like how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. You had 4 weeks to prepare yourself for this move, you know. And if you're still in this trade, you could swing traders up until here, you know, honestly speaking. So like 4 weeks, the market has given you a clue that we are selling, you know. And like you have to ask yourself, why are you not involved, you know? Because like you waited 4 weeks for something as clear as this to actually drop to the downside. So like you can't be waiting for anything. What more do you want the market to actually show you before it actually drops, you know? So like this is already enough, honestly, you know. So I can see some type of trend over here happening as well. There's vibes over here. And don't mind my dotted lines and so forth on. It's like it this way because then I can get to see price. You know, I want like to make sure of what you're looking at. Like the solid lines, you know, it blocks me of actually seeing price. So I've customized my graph a little bit and so forth on to the point where I can only see price. You know, these lines and stuff is just managing lines, honestly speaking. So look how clear is this as well. So remember that 4 weeks that you could have waited, right? Which is over here to sell. It actually was in structure as well, you know, the same like the DXY I will explain. As you can see, our first touch over here, second touch over here, third touch over here, consolidated, boom, and then started dropping, you know. So I'm definitely looking for any continuation patterns from this moment forward towards here to go to the downside. I'll definitely take, but remember, guys, like for me personally, because we're so down in the run, I would definitely wait for a bigger flag. No, bigger flag. Because we already got our tight flags on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. I'll show you guys now. You know, we already got that flags that we were looking for. So you could have something like this. Like over here. The market was like consolidating, you know. So you could have, sorry, what's happening here? You could have something like this. And obviously it's already on. So the market was consolidating, right? Consolidating. Over here, you don't need to be in the trade. If this doesn't fit your trading plan, like you got that third touch, but the market to get to break even and it's consolidating its life away, allow the market to show its hand, honestly speaking, you know. And I don't think I need to go on the 1 hour, but I'm gonna stay on the 4 hour because I want to do other pairs as well, as much pairs as I can, you know. Um yeah. So as you can see, after the market broke out, right, and you can even have it up until this zone. And if you want to draw yourself a box, so be it, whatever jiggles your joystick. But like over here as well, right? So the market showed its hand after all of this consolidation over here. The market actually broke, you know, and then we got a continuation pattern, you know. And then this is like a real tight flag. Honestly, let's go on the 1 hour. Show you guys. It's a beautiful tight flag, you know. So we can get rid of that. Don't need that. Clear your chart as much as you guys can. And a beautiful flag, you know. Even had a flag over here. Which is like we had a flag over here, but you probably wouldn't have get you could have only get that flag on a 15 minute. I'll show you guys now in a sec. So over here, right, there are two entries over here. The market drop down, boom. Give a correction, drop down, a bigger correction over here to move to the downside. The lower the market is, like the far in the run, like over here, right, the bigger the correction. So over here is also the entry that you could have got in, but I'll show you guys now in the 15 minute how we could have get that. So over here, impulse, correction, impulse, bigger correction, impulse. Now I'm anticipating a bigger correction over here, you know. That's basically it. So the reason also, I'm also gonna just jot this down over here. There's where the correction started, you know, and it's high likely the market will come back after this correction where it started. So I'll definitely just look for something like that. Market can do its thing. So it's a nice second bottom over there and move to the downside, right? A 3-touch move. You don't always need to wait for a third touch. If you do see the market is over here and you see some type of a rejection candles over here and you see it in your trading plan, you can always manage. You can manage this position. If you can manage it from there to there, then so be it, you know. And just have that on for you. So if you can manage this position, like you also get 2-touch flags, guys. You guys must understand. You can manage that position until here. It's a nice 4% already, you know. So like tight the stop loss, nice 4%, honestly. And that's good if you can manage it, you know. If not, just wait for bigger flag, third touch if that's in your trading plan. Let's go to the 15 minute. Show you guys how you could have got this entries and USDZAR. All practice, guys, all practice. Don't think it's gonna happen overnight or anything like that. We literally need to practice, honestly speaking, you know. We have this. We have that. Go to the T. Okay. This is a bigger flag as well. Could have catch this as well. You could have now cool first touch, second touch. My third touch is at the double top area. Some people call it resistance because we did see multiple rejections over here, right? And you could have waited for the market to show its hand first. You didn't need to take that rejection candles first. So you waited for the market to show its hand, and the market actually did. You know, over here you can see your first impulse. You see this vibe over here. You could have it however you want to, like this. Doesn't really matter. You could have got like you could have had it any other way, you know, but you would have had it below here. Could have something like that. You would have waited for your third touch to come over here, or the breakout, right? And we did get the breakout instead of a third touch. Like I said, you get 2 touch legs as well. And your first entry could have been over there, stop loss just there, but like the risk diverse, I would have just have it here. If it took me out, it took me out. That's my 1%. And then the first entry could have been there on the breakout over here. Second entry, not too clean, honestly speaking, but it's fine. Second entry could have been here. Once you got like, look at this rejection candles, right? So we're looking for this third touch over here. Boom, drop to the downside, right? But the override is also over here, you know. So could have your rail line from here. See, okay, cool. But it's all about training, guys. So you could have seen the market rejected over here. That's a bearish engulfing. Your first entry could have been here, and you probably would have gone out for a break even, but it's fine. And you would have waited for this third touch, but you didn't get it. And you see two like rejection candles over here. You could have entered here below as well, but I don't advise anyone to trade here on the lows on the correction. You always trade on the highs of the correction, and then boom, your second entry could have been here somewhere. Could have a pending order just below this candles. Could have a pending order, you know, just there. Second entry already, and this entry I would have reduced it. I didn't get into this entry though. So the same thing that we're looking for here as well. First touch, second touch, anticipated, and third touch, right? But you see the market was doing this thing over here, doing this thing. So you can have a line here as well. And how do I use that? I use a dotted line, and I just like, you can just have, let me just do the rail line to make life easier. You have it over here, anyway over here. And as you see the market dropping, could have adjust what you already seen. So maybe you could have something like this as well, you know. Not like this, just draw it like that. This would have obviously been my first pattern that I would have seen, but then within the pattern you could have also seen something like this, you know. Patterns within patterns, we all know that. I'm not gonna do the top part, it's gonna look confusing. You could have something like that and it reduces this all the way. It's like you don't want to be tagged in and tagged out in a trade like this. Like for this, if you see the nature of the market is very corrective, right? So if you could have tagged in, tag it out, tag it in, tag it out. So over here, risk diverse, I would definitely go with the pending order. My pending order would have been here, you know. Stop loss would have been just about here. I know it's a little bit high, but okay. Stop loss would have been somewhere over there, and you would have been in a beautiful trade, you know, beautifully, honestly speaking. There's more, like, you guys must understand, like, you guys need to train your eyes to actually see these things, you know. It's like there's more patterns here over here that you can actually see and actually also capitalize on, you know. You just have to practice over the weekend and so forth on. That's basically it, you know. But yeah, that's my I showed you guys my analysis and focus for USDZAR as well. I think I went too in depth, but I wanted to go in depth about how to see these patterns, how to see them form, allow the market to show its hand first, and then actually act accordingly, you know. Don't like try to catch the market at the wrong time and try to catch trades, and it's like catching a falling knife. Wait for the market to come to you. Look at the patterns, only trade these patterns and you will be profitable. You will also see you won't be trading that long or that much, you know. You maybe take like your average trade you will make in a month, like 10 trades you will take in a month, you know, but you will be like up 40%, 50%. This is very, very possible, honestly speaking, you know. So like you see these traders online and stuff like that, trading 24/7 of their life, you know. You always see them trading and stuff like that, but like their profits and so forth on, you know, there's no sustainability to actually trade every single day of your whole life, you know. So yeah, less trades will actually give you more returns. More trades will give you less returns. You guys must understand that, you know. So I'll filterize my page and so forth on. And tomorrow I'll give you guys an update on what page that I'm focusing on and so forth on. But I'm gonna take like 2 hours max, 2 hours, 3 hours on the charts right now to actually filter my page out to look for what I'm looking for and stuff like that. And while I'm filtering out page and so forth on, I am also looking for these patterns that maybe I missed it, maybe whatever the case may be, you know. That's basically all that I do while forecasting. I don't just forecast and say, okay, cool, market's going down or up, whatever the case. No, I actually go into depth and I see where could have I got in, what pattern was there to actually present itself for me to get in. So in a week, if I see a pattern like that, etc., then I would definitely act accordingly, you know. And that's why patterns is so important. It's not the patterns, it's structure. Everything combined makes it important, you know. So like you can't have patterns, no patterns, but you don't know structure, you know, and vice versa. You can't know what impulse on what phase we are in, but you're looking at patterns. You have to know what phase we are in, with structure, area of values, and patterns is last, second last but not least is candlestick confirmation. So that's basically it. That's in that order you have it. And a similar higher time frame to your lower time frame. You can't be focused on a lower time frame, 1 minute, 15 minutes, and don't even have a clue what the monthly or the weekly looks like. So you guys have to go from like monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and then see where you can get interest. So your interest for me, I refine it from the 1 hour. If I see a 1 hour entry, I refine it on the 15 minute, and then I refine it on the 5 minute. It's like a ladder. It all comes together as one. So yeah, that's basically it that I have for you guys. Stay safe, guys. I'll definitely guys keep you posted tomorrow morning and so forth on. Yeah, because I'm gonna be filtering down my pace and doing some backtesting work and studying. Yeah, stay safe, guys. Stay blessed. Okay.